Forrester, arguably, pwedeng napagod si Dior Lohorn.
At sa puntong ito, Dom, bago natin patuloy na himayin itong ating magiging ballgame natin, makibalita ulit tayo kay Miss Erica.
Breaking news nung last Sunday, umasa si Japeth na makakapaglaro siya against the former team. Hindi man niya natupad. Now he's suited up and is given the chance. Di man 100% ang tuhod, ipipilit daw niya dahil gusto talaga nilang makuha ang huling spot para makapasok sa quarterfinals.
Yan ang napakalaking balita para dito sa Barangay Ginebra. Bakit nga naman hindi, Dom? Looking at the rebounding battle, noong nakaraang Sunday, itong frontline ng Token Tex in Harvey Carey, Alapag, John Ferrios, and Sean Anthony combined for 27 big rebounds. Pag tinautok mo sila dito sa kabila, okay, Dior Lohorn had 8. Pero the rest of the rotation, Meyerhofer, Wilson, Mamaril, and Raimundo, 12 rebound lang ang kanilang na-total as a quartet. Japeth Aguilar back in the fold.
Well, ever since Japeth Aguilar got hurt, nag-iba yung laro nitong Barangay Ginebra. Sige, tignan mo na yung puntos. Sige, tignan mo na yung rebounds. But another thing that people may forget that Japeth Aguilar was doing so well, he was blocking a lot of shots. Tapos yung mga dumadrive doon, kung di man niya nasusupalpal, natatakot dahil nandun siya para sumupalpal. So yung depensa itong Barangay Ginebra has definitely suffered nung nasaktan itong si Japeth Aguilar.
So Aguilar will be bringing back his 7.6 rebound, 2 shot block averages. Tignan natin how he fares here tonight.
Ginebra, San Miguel. Starting at forward, number 25, Japeth Aguilar. The other forward, number 34, Chris Ellis. At center, number 44, Dior Lohorn. At guard, number 47, Mark Caguioa. And the other guard, number 5, L.A. Tenorio. Head coach for Barangay Ginebra is Coach Ato Agustin. Our referees of the ball game are Peter Baclao, Jimmy Mariano, and Edward Aquino with Nestor Zambrano.
So in what will be the last game of the season para sa isa sa dalawang koponang ito, Barangay Ginebra, Coach Ato Agustin, their management and everybody involved has pulled out all the stops. They are starting Japeth Aguilar.
No more pulling of punches, no more resting, because if they lose this ball game, they can rest for a couple of months. So they don't want that. So they're bringing in Japeth Aguilar. It's a big gamble for Barangay Ginebra, but just could pay off.
Panggula talaga ang ginamit dito ng Barangay Ginebra. Japs actually came in late do sa round robin, kaya been breaking news yan ni Miss Erica. Token Tex on the attack. Ranidel De Ocampo do sa loob. They try and go back to how they punished Ginebra last Sunday, pero this time around, may Aguilar na ng gugulo.
And that's what we were saying. Yun yung malaking diferensya pag nandyan si Japeth Aguilar. It's gonna be very difficult, or it's gonna be a different look when they go inside. It's not gonna be as easy as it was nung Sunday.
Ranidel has Alapag, Larry Fonacier, Courtney Fells, and Jayson Castro with him as their starting unit. Makakatapat itong sina Chris Ellis, L.A. Tenorio, Dior Lohorn, Japeth Aguilar, and Mark Caguioa. Lohorn from 18, that's good. That opens up the scoring inside Big Dome.
Well, slowly but surely, itong si Dior Lohorn really coming to life dun sa labas. You know, he's getting his points now both from inside and the outside, getting more comfortable and comfortable shooting from that 18 feet.
De Ocampo looking for Fells. He launches a long one. In and out para kay Courtney, pero Alapag keeps it alive. Larry lines it up. Punches it through.
The three guys from Smart Gilas starting also for Token Tex. These guys played big also in that previous game.
Lohorn at the post. Peak trying to keep in front of him. They go to Ellis. Ellis na ipit, looking for Japeth. Di pa sila nagkaamuyan doon.
You know, you expect Japeth Aguilar to definitely have an impact dun sa depensa for Barangay Ginebra, but the fact na hindi siya masyadong naka-ensayo and then Japeth is playing, they will struggle a little bit dun sa opensa.
Fells on the move, out to Castro. They swing it to Larry. Couldn't get back-to-back threes, pero Ranidel keeps it on that side of the floor. Fells attacking. Dropping it off. Puta tayo off at the peak. Token Tex still with possession. Fonacier drops it off. Ranidel.
And that's what we were talking about.
Alido cleans it up. Token Tex is up by 3.
And that's what we were talking about. Yung effect ng Japeth Aguilar. Nakataas lang yung kamay niya. He's 6'9". That will definitely change your shot.
Away from play. There is a foul spotted here by referee Aquino. Alapag whistle for the first. Fonacier coming out of the scrum. Now attacks, leaves it off for Lohorn. 10 bits on that shot, pero mapupunta na ang bola dito sa Tropa.
If you look at Barangay Ginebra, yung kanilang opensa nandyan naman eh. Magkakakilala sila, napakaganda, but their problem really is, ever since Japeth got injured, yung depensa has suffered. They're giving up over 100 points now.
Ollie from the elbow. No go. Japeth and Lohorn battling for the rebound. The ball is with Tenorio. They swing it over to Chris Ellis. Caguioa rifles it downstairs. Lohorn with a jump hook. Doesn't work. Heat for the rebound. Castro to Larry. The reverse spot.
Always got to be on guard when Talk and Text is running that fast break. Even if it's Jayson Castro leading it, your attention is on him. Pero kailangan mo rin tignan yung mga tumatakbo sa wing.
Caguioa with the leather. Yet to put up a shot. Gives to Lohorn. Japeth on the move. Excellent location on the part of Lohorn.
I really like what your Lohorn did that time. Get Japeth more comfortable and accustomed to the basketball game.
Bell slides it up once again. Ayaw pa rin. Rebound sails out of bounds in favor of Ginebra.
Another question for Japeth Aguilar will be his conditioning. You know, he hasn't played in a while, so a few minutes lang siguro rin makikita mo that Coach Ato Agustin will need to pace him throughout this ball game.
Caguioa with a pull-up, 16-footer, that's good. And that brings Ginebra to within one. Barely 4 minutes into this do-or-die matchup. Bells to Ranidel, kicks it out. Castro faking a pass, unleashes a three. Doesn't work para dito kay Jayson, and he's been struggling from deep all tournament long.
Well, Jayson Castro, because of the Gilas Pilipinas experience as well, they really wanted him to go to that basket. So dun siya nag-concentrate.
Tenorio gets it over to the right side. Aguilar looking for Lohorn. Nasaraduan ng pinto. Dior looking for Caguioa. Meron foul. Fonacier whistled for the personal. Tenorio for three. Ginebra, lamang pa rin dito ang Tropa.
Magu, in that last game, Barangay Ginebra had 2 blocks for the entire ball game. Ngayon, first quarter pa lang tayo, dalawa na rin yung supalpal ng Barangay Ginebra.
Castro na ilang dun sa ilalim. Here comes Caguioa. The spark dribbling out of trouble. Couldn't get the 15-foot jumper. Fells will push it. Gets it to Larry. Sinalubong ni Caguioa. And Mark ends up giving up the foul.
You can see Japeth Aguilar looks a little bit winded already.
Fonacier coming off a near double-double last Sunday. 12 points, 9 rebounds. Takes care of first free throw. And as you mentioned, Dom, Japeth Aguilar is trooping to the bench.
Well, that's a good start for him already. He had a 1 block, he had 2 points, and he was able to lift Ginebra to a decent start already. So, yung hinihingi sa kanya ni Coach Ato dito sa simula at least, the first quarter, naibigay na niya.
9-6 ang nasa ating talaan. Panik sa 3 ang abante ng Tropa. Tenorio attacking. Castro goes glass.
The Barangay Ginebra, ever since L.A. Tenorio has gotten in, even if he made that basketball, that shot, yung opensa ng Barangay Ginebra has been so different because they are sharing that basketball a lot more now.
Tenorio with a steal. It's a foot race. Gets it over to Ellis. Caguioa from Ellis. Meron ng foul on the pass. Talk and Text not wanting Ginebra to get any kind of rhythm on the run. Sends in Sean Anthony para kay Ranidel De Ocampo.
Going to be very important also in today's ball game, yung pacing ng mga players of the coaches. You know, in the PBA, lalo na kung naglaro tayo kahapon, bibihira na magkaroon ka ng back-to-back ball games na walang pahinga.
Pinakit mo na yan, Dior Lohorn going to work once again. 4 points na. Last Sunday, hindi na siya naka-score come the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter, look, winded itong si Dior Lohorn. Also because he's such a force inside, so he gets a lot of his points dun sa loob. Pangkaan, syempre naman, ilalagay mo yung mabibigat na locals dito kay Dior Lohorn.
Billy Mamaril, he came in for Japeth Aguilar. He registers the 3rd shot block para sa Barangay Ginebra.
You know, if you look at Ginebra, ang problema talaga nila yung depensa eh. Wala naman silang problema dun sa opensa. They're giving up 100 points a ball game.
Ferriols, bagong pasok, malamig pa. Tenorio will set this one up. Away from play, merong foul. Looks like it's gonna be against Ferriols.
I mean, you look at John Ferriols, how many times has he played this conference? Pero nandyan siya to give rest to the other big men off talk and text para lang pahirapan itong si Dior Lohorn.
Pang-anim na laro pa lang niya to dito sa ika-10 assignment. Actually, siyam lang dapat, pero dahil do or die playoff na to, pang-10 laro na to na magkabilang kupunan.
At titignan mo ilang minuto yung linaro niya.
This time around, John Ferriosa, in 20 minutes of action, probably his most in the tournament. 8.6 rebounds ang kontribusyon. Look at Ginebra, look to push this. Ellis kapitawan nga lang ang bola. And that will send us into our first timeout. Barangay Ginebra has taken the lead, 10-9.
Ready with your game face?
This after falling behind by as much as 5.
Field goal percentage for Barangay Ginebra. They're moving that basketball well, shooting 50%. Ito namang talk and text, only shooting 20%. But meron na silang 5 second chance points coming off 5 offensive rebounds.
And so far, Dom, malayo o malaki yung diferensya netong first quarter na to. Dun sa first quarter last Sunday, 10-9 score natin. Mahigit kalahati na ng first quarter. Last Sunday, natapos first quarter, 30-30.
It was really a shootout. Simula't simula pa lang nung game na yun, nung last Sunday. And also, you know, going back to my point dun sa offensive rebounds, Barangay Ginebra is playing zone. So that means long rebounds because you're forcing talk and text into long shots.
Oh, Fells tied up by Ellis. 24 shot clock violation goes off. Ellis right on top of Courtney sa pagkakataon na yun.
Great defensive effort for Chris Ellis, forcing Fells into a turnover. That's what you need. Yung mga depensa, yung mga stops na gano'n. Get Fells out of his game.
Lowhorn gets it over to Tenorio. Ellis from the right.
And then sasagutin mo pa ng gano'n. Force a turnover, and then right on the other end, you knock down a 3-point shot.
Oh, this is an 11-2 run para sa Barangay Ginebra. Kanina lamang, abante ang talk and text, 7-2. Berrios from the baseline, nice up fake, gets it out to Alapag. Talk and text turns it over, much to the delight of the Barangay Ginebra faithful in attendance.
In this first quarter, very different yung pinapakitang depensa nitong Barangay Ginebra. They're really using their hands, playing active defense, not just their feet, but also trying to make it tighter para dun sa opensa ng talk and text.
Lowhorn passing out of the double team, and Billy Mamaril gets a field goal.
Even against Global Port last Friday, a game that they could have won, itong Barangay Ginebra, they were finding the open men on offense, pero nung fourth quarter and overtime, they were not able to knock them down. But today, maybe a different case.
Berrios against Lowhorn, trying to carve out space. Nowhere to go. The ball will remain with talk and text. Fresh shot clock with just over 4 minutes remaining in quarter number 1. Reyes pinasok na. Nakita si Pels. Airball na naman. Here comes Ginebra. Pero sabi ni LA, mas marami naka-asul. Mag-aantay muna siya ng respa. LA lines it up. No go. Ryan Reyes with the leather. Pels to Alapag. Couldn't pull the trigger. Jimmy jumps into Anthony. Nakita si Berriols.
A great pass by Sean Anthony. And that's what John Ferriols does for you. He's just hanging around there, not taking away opportunities from others. Pero pag libre siya, he can knock it down.
15-11 ang nasa ating talaan. Back-to-back hits by the Tropang Texters to snap that 13-2 Barangay Ginebra run. Last touch doon si Reyes. 7 seconds natitira sa shot clock ng Ginebra. LA's gotta go quick. They look for Caguioa. Slapped from behind by Reyes. Here comes Alapag. Pels attacks. Looking to drop it off to Anthony. Natapik palabas ng isa sa mga nakaputi.
And that's the perfect example that we were talking about. They're playing defense even with their hands extending out wherever that ball is going.
That's too strong. Buti na lang may safety sila doon in Ryan Reyes. Alapag gets it over to Berrios. Hinahanap si Anthony na naman.
Another steal by Barangay Ginebra.
And away from play, Lowhorn at Ferrios nagbabakbakan sa pwestuhan. That's a personal on John.
Second personal foul on Ferriols.
That'll be the 15th foul naman para dito sa tropa. So they will be in the penalty. Pero wala pa namang free throws next foul. Nagulat siya, kasali daw siya. Nagulat siya eh. Kinunan niyo ako. 15-11 nasa ating talaan. It is Ginebra by 4. Mamaril trying to kick it back out. Lowhorn with the bailout.
What a tough shot by Dior Lowhorn. Talkitex playing good defense that time, but Lowhorn, wow.
Less than 3 minutes na titira. Sa unang quarter, harap-harapang ninakaw ni Tenorio dito kay Reyes. Caguioa from LA. The teardrop is good.
It's so different on Barangay Ginebra. They end up playing defense and then they translate it into offense. Tapos biglang yung crowd slowly but surely coming alive for Barangay Ginebra.
Off that Ginebra timeout, they build the biggest lead of the contest. Caguioa with a board. Fouled in the process. That's going to go against Sean Anthony.
First to the basketball in terms of Mark Caguioa. That's a tough shot by Dior Lowhorn.
He knew he had to put it up dahil mati 3-second violation na si Mamaril. Tapos ito yung kasunod, Tenorio locating Caguioa.
60% now is the field goal percentage for Barangay Ginebra.
As Mark Caguioa troops to the line dahil penalty na nga etong tropa. Caguioa scores his 5th point of the contest as we go back to Erica.
A whole day of rest to focus ang naidulot ng canceled na laro. Yan ang sabi ni Mark. He emphasized on how important their pick and roll defense is para matapatan ang TNT. He reiterated also how they are not able to rotate right away and how they should react better to help the big men. But with confidence, he said, we are going to win. Sabay bawi, we have to win. Balik sa inyo.
Kinwento mo rin sa akin yan kanina, Dom, na hindi nag-ensayo kahapon ng Ginebra.
Hindi nag-ensayo itong Barangay Ginebra. They opted to just come early today and then do the adjustments dito na sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. You know, they're coming out with a lot of energy, so napaganda yung pagpahinga nitong Barangay Ginebra.
So kanina tinatanong mo sino kaya makikinabang doon sa na-cancel na laro dahil sa ulan at baha kahapon. So far, through the first 10 minutes of action, mukhang Barangay Ginebra.
Well, especially if you look at the schedule of Barangay Ginebra, they played Friday and then naglaro rin sila ng Sunday.
10-point ball game, Barangay Ginebra ahead. Talkitex looking to get themselves right back in it. Carey had a spectacular ball game last Sunday. Reyes to Carey, and he continues on.
Harvey Carey, a quicker type of a basketball player that knows how to get to those spots. You know, basketball, you fight for inches, and Harvey Carey knows how to get that inch to be able to get that advantage and the basket.
Lowhorn underneath, naunahan ni Fells. It's a 3-on-2. Fells is tied up by Tenorio. No other recourse para dito kay Teniente but to give up the foul.
I like what Fells did that time. He was able to read that pass and then binilisan niya yung laro. He also knows that Barangay Ginebra a little bit slow to get back but sa transition defense.
Grabe yung explosiveness niya, no? As Josh Urbiztondo comes in late in this first quarter replacing LA Tenorio. So Barangay Ginebra with some luxury to rest Tenorio at this point. As Talkitex turns it over once again.
If you're Talkitex, you need to watch out for guys like Josh Urbiztondo, guys who will just shoot up those 3-point shots at any given time and then all of a sudden, back-to-back 3 points na itong si Urbiztondo. He's done it in all the teams that he's played for.
He has yet to make his mark as a Barangay Ginebra San Miguel player. Well, ito si Urbiztondo, mahilig dito sa mga ganitong klase ball game. Let's see if he can get it done tonight. Lowhorn fading away. How else do you defend that, Tom?
Wala na, that's the best defense that you can really do. Lowhorn adjusting his shot in mid-air.
Larry for 3. Rattles out. Rebound battle. Caguioa ang nanaig. Urbiztondo on the run. Gets it out to Caguioa.
29 points in the last game. Tonight, first quarter pa lang, 9 na si Caguioa.
Castro with the leather. Last shot time. If they want it para dito sa blue shirts. 3 fouls to give para sa Ginebra. Carey is fouled by Meyerhofer. Good job on the part of Coach Mark. Siya nagsisigaw sa gilid to give up a foul.
Knowing that game situation, Mark Caguioa just loves these types of ball games.
That's a thing of beauty, that jump shot. Aban, binilisan. Oh, fouled in the act by Meyerhofer. 3 shots. So, yung pagmamadali ni Aban dahil alam niyang may 2 foul to give pa ang Ginebra, mamumunga.
We talked about game situation, knowing it. Aaron Aban, been in the league for quite some time. He also knew, okay, may 2 fouls to give kayo, titira ko to agad.
Yan ang isa sa puhunan ni Aban, yung basketball IQ. Aside from his athleticism, kumalog nga lang palabas yung una.
And that's why Aaron Aban has been with Talking Text for the longest time. Nagpalit na ng coaches pero nandyan pa rin itong si Aaron Aban.
Aban takes care of the second. Third free throw coming up. Aban goes 2 for 3 and that brings Talking Text to within 9. Last shot time para sa Ginebra. Urbiztondo, paboritong sitwasyon. Ooh! Almost got it. Meyerhofer got the follow off. Hindi nga lang papasok, and that'll do it for the first 12 minutes of action. It has been a Mark the Spark Caguioa kind of quarter already with 9 points across his number. And he did it from everywhere, Dom. Pull-up jumpers from the perimeter. Meron ding mga dish sa kanya si LA Tenorio. And of course, he also knocked down the long ball. 26-15 is the score. It is Ginebra by 11 points.
Shot clock, he's trying to be smart about it, but in his haste came a turnover.
Backfire patuloy para dito kay Elijah. 3 segundo diferensya ng ating shot clock at quarter clock. Talking Text has 9 seconds to shoot. Alapag gets it to Ali. Gets the basket. Kasama pa rin foul.
Alapag's been a huge difference ever since pumasok siya with that second unit, and he already has his 8th point right here. Good setup once again mula kay Jimmy Alapag. That's already 4 assists para dito kay
Puto. Talk and Text, Barangay Ginebra. Ang mananalo, makakatapat ng Petron sa Webes. Matatalo. Next season na natin makikita. Castro attacking the defense of Ginebra. Picks up a foul. Kasama niya sa sexy na Carey, Peak, Fels and Fonacier. Katapat nila ngayon sina Meyerhofer, Urbiztondo, Lowhorn, Caguioa, and for the first time tonight, Baracael. Helterbrand coming on for Mark Caguioa. First rest of the game para dito sa reigning MVP.
Mugu, we talked about the defense of Barangay Ginebra, that they were giving up 100 points in that first quarter, giving up only 15 points. So you talk about yung effort nila sa depensa in today's ball game. Right on. Plus, they held down itong Talking Text to just 24% from the field.
Eh nung nakaraang Sunday nga, 30 ang naging score. Tabla sa 30 para sa parehong koponan. So nakalahati nila. O halos yung pinamigay nila noong nakaraang laro. Helterbrand locating Lowhorn. In and out on the jumper. Fels for the board. Para malaman natin ano ang magiging mga adjustment ng tropa, balikan natin si Erika.
Larry Fonacier, who is usually quiet, was more vocal ng huling huddle. After Coach Norman's instructions, he reminded everybody to not be tentative sa tira pag hawak na ang bola dahil crucial daw ang bawat opportunity. Balik sa inyo.
Right on cue, Erika. Pinakita niya kung paano hindi maging tentative, tumira agad. Itong si Larry Fonacier. Helterbrand gustong bumawi. Gets his 2 points.
So much better itong Barangay Ginebra when they pour out their energy also on defense. No question naman na kaya umupensa nitong Barangay Ginebra.
Fonacier, no hesitation once again. Punches that one through.
Talk about no hesitation. Larry Fonacier now with 12 points in the ball game. Kung ang storya nung game nung Sunday, yung big men ng Talking Text ang pumutos, could be a different story for them in this ball game because Barangay Ginebra has effectively taken away the big guys so far of Talking Text.
And look at D.R. Lowhorn dance in for the layup. Gaano ka nakakailang o nakapanggulat yung pag-start bigla ni Japeth Aguilar?
Well, definitely natanggal itong, o na-derail itong talk and text with Japeth Aguilar. Tapos maganda pa yung pinakita niya. You know, just to stop yung mga big men. In that first quarter, nung game nung Sunday, 9 points yung big men ng talk and text. In the first quarter today, 2 points lang ng galing kay Alapag.
Lowhorn manages to sneak another one through. He's got a dozen across his number as well. Balik sa 11 ang abante ng Ginebra.
Too easy yung 4 points ngayon ni Dior Lowhorn in the fourth quarter. Or rather, second quarter.
Doesn't work on the 14-footer. Urbiztondo is off and running. Josh looking to attack. Naipit siya, napaligiran ng mga nakaasuli. Turns it over. And Ginebra ends up giving up the foul. So Mamaril is back para sa Ginebra. Itong si De Ocampo naman. At Anthony ang nagbabalik para sa tropa. De Ocampo. They swing it around papunta kay Castro. Fells couldn't pull the trigger. He goes to the elbow. Courtney Fells. Sweet looking jumper. That's good.
First 2 points para kay Courtney Fells. You know, we were talking about yung depensa nitong Barangay Ginebra. That was still difficult, ha? Yung tirang yan na binigay nila kay Courtney Fells because he had to work for it. Nandun sila to stop that 3-point shot.
Courtney Fells dropped 28 on Rain or Shine in his PBA debut. Scored 26 last time around. Ayun ha, second quarter na kung siya'y makapag-ambag dito.
Well, he's been consistent in first 2 games nila. They expect him actually not to be such a prolific scorer, but more be able to fit into that system of talk and text.
Misses that time around though. Barangay Ginebra once again on the attack. Helterbrand setting this one up. Coach Ato Agustin asking for a timeout. 8:29 natitira sa ating second quarter. It is Barangay Ginebra by 9 points, 32-23.
Barangay Ginebra may katulong. Dior Lowhorn and Mark Caguioa, they're still there. But Chris Ellis, Japeth Aguilar, who started this ballgame, Billy Mamaril, Tenorio, and even Jayjay Helterbrand. Panaka-naka yung kanilang pagtulong, pero second quarter pa lang naman tayo.
Fonacier sitting there with more than half of Talk and Text production so far. As Jimmy Alapag is checking back in para dito kay Sean Anthony. All of a sudden, Coach Norman Black going small.
Trying to go a little bit faster, trying to move that basketball, but he has all 3-point shooters sa loob, ha?
Fonacier unleashes one. Not that time around. Ellis with that kalawit rebound. Ito na si Helterbrand. Looking for another double-digit spread para dito sa white shirts. Ellis may tangan with only 9 seconds on the shot clock. Helterbrand recovers that leather. Castro right on top of him. Helterbrand's got to go. JJ no go. Look at the blur explode the other way, but JJ Helterbrand no easy baskets in this knockout game.
He made sure that Jayson Castro would have to earn it from the line. Others maybe would have given that up already to Castro, but look at Jayjay Helterbrand exerting that effort to stop Castro.
And in true Barangay Ginebra fashion, way back from the Jawo days, no 3-point play opportunities, please. Across the arms.
Actually, wala nang please eh.
Talagang
Exclamation point.
mag-2 free throws ka. You earn it. You earn it from the line, not there. 32-24 after that split. Baba sa 8 ang abante ng Ginebra. Tenorio gets it over to Mamaril. They kick it over. Helterbrand to LA. Trying to decide what to do. LA puts it on the floor, on the baseline. LA gets the basket. May kasama pang foul.
Great move by Coach Ato Agustin and the entire coaching staff of Barangay Ginebra to rest LA Tenorio early.
And now LA back on the floor. Caguioa ang nagpapahinga. LA delivering the points. Tenorio completes that 3-point play as we go back to Erica.
Sino ba naman daw ang hindi manghihinayang dahil halos magpakamatay na daw si LA just to win nung huling laro. But it's a good experience daw na makalaban ang usually na number 1 na TNT para sa 8th place for the quarterfinals. Pero gusto daw niyang balikan ang memory na ito in the future with them getting in. Balik sa inyo.
Alam mo, hindi lang last game, ano? Itong si LA Tenorio, all tournament long Dom. He never took a break after the FIBA Asia Championship. LA Tenorio putting up 14 points, 6 rebounds, and almost 10 assists per ball game. Sabi nga ni JW, ni Jason Webb last Sunday, he might just be the best player of the conference right now.
Oh, I agree. Itong si LA Tenorio, that dimension that he's brought to Barangay Ginebra. Yung dala niya, hindi naman yung puntos niya, hindi rin yung rebound niya, but that effort, game in and game out, plus yung unselfishness of setting up guys like Mark Caguioa and the big guys as well.
Ellis sa poste, Fonacier on and they get it to Mamaril. The sneaky shot is fouled. Billy will shoot to the line for 2 shots. De Ocampo whistled for that one. Coach Norman in disbelief. Coach Norman Black still mesmerized by that last call on them on De Ocampo. Now he asks for the explanation. 2 for 2 para dito kay Billy. He's got a total of 4. That's good enough for another 11-point lead para sa Ginebra. Castro against Helterbrand. He kicks it out. Jimmy for a long one. Punches it through.
How many times have you seen Jimmy Alapag knock down that shot from that far?
Baka akala ni Jimmy bawal pumasok sa baka pinipigilan
Hindi,
siya
yun
mga
yung
bouncer.
linya niya talaga eh.
Sa hash mark talaga eh. No? Mamaril up and under. Ginebra Castro collars that rebound and he is fouled as he takes it right across the face from Mamaril. Ito na naman yung last play to.
Good setup job by Jayson Castro. Yun eh, parang sanay na sanay siya tumira down because he was very comfortable when he took that shot. You know, Jimmy Alapag, not the youngest player in the league, obviously, one of the older statesmen dito sa ating liga. One thing about Alapag, he may not be as quick, pero yung fierceness niya, yung kanyang accuracy from that 3 points is unbelievable.
And for more on Alapag, balikan ulit natin si Erica.
Last game, we knew that we didn't have any more second chances. It felt good to win. Yan ang sabi ni Jimmy. Pero hindi naman daw nagbago ang kanilang sitwasyon. They're not accustomed to this kind of challenge. Dinagdag pa niya ang mag-struggle para makapasok sa playoffs. Pero dahil andito na sila, they just have to play through it with full focus and without excuses. Balik sa inyo.
In the last few years, Dom, we see Talking Tex in some type of playoff match. Pero yung yung mga playoff na kung sino yung twice to beat o kung sino yung papasok sa automatic semis, puro ganun,
Alam mo, magpunong opening nyo nga nung Sunday, no? You always see Talking Tex, you always see Barangay Ginebra figuring in a playoff game, pero hindi yung para umabot ka lang ng quarters at yung isa matatanggal na.
Talking Tex keeps this possession. Courtney Fells delivers only his 4th point of the game. Less than 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Tenorio may tangan ng bola. LA couldn't get rid of Forrester. At doon sa handoff, pabalik sa kanya ni Mamaril. Natanganan siya sa jersey ni Larry. Caguioa making his way back onto the floor para kay Helterbrand. Baracael maglalabas ng bola. Gets it to Tenorio. LA in traffic, drops it off. Lohorn, huli! Pero merong foul. Dior Lohorn at the line for 2 shots. 12 points across his team so far. Rattles on the first.
Solid laro ito si Dior Lohorn.
Check the stats, Dom. 31 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, 79% shooting from that free throw line. Ano pa ang ihilingin mo?
Mas solid talaga itong si Dior Lohorn. But one thing that I noticed in that past 2 games, against Global Port and against Talking Tex, na ubos itong si Dior Lohorn nung huli. So it's gonna be very important how they pace him.
Let's see kung anong bunga sa kanya nung day off nila kahapon. Castro on the move. Gets the finger roll. Mabasa ani mga bante rito ng Barangay Ginebra. In true Talking Tex fashion, they are just lingering right there, waiting for their opportunity to take over. Baracael will line up a 3. No go. Caguioa tracks it down. Pangatlong rebound niya para kay Mark. Natapik ang bola. Here comes Alapag. Locating his import. Nakita si Ranidel on the flash. Ranidel is fouled. Now it's RDO's turn to troop to the line. And it's Coach Abogustin's turn to look for an explanation.
There's one guy that Talk and Text needs to step up in today's ball game. It's going to be Ranidel De Ocampo.
Erica, ano balita?
Hanggat maaari daw, huwag pa iskurin ng 90 points ang Ginebra dahil pag nangyari yan, nagiging mas komportable ang barangay at mas mahirap depensahan. Realization daw sa kanila na sa paglakas ng ibang mga teams, they can't be complacent. Kaya naman happy silang nanalo last Sunday dahil gumawa ang second unit nila at nag-deliver para makuha ang panalo.
41-37, it is Ginebra by 4 points. Wala ng 4 na minuto natitira bago bumalik sa dugout ang magkabilang koponan. LA against Jimmy. Trying to decide what to do. 7 segundo sa shot clock ng Ginebra. Tenorio now puts it on the floor. Somebody's gotta go. Low horn for 3. The bailout is good!
17 points for Dior Lohorn. You don't see him attempt from that distance too many times.
He makes him when it counts. Jimmy Di Mabawi. Wilson losing that rebound.
Okay, put it into perspective. Dior Lohorn, that's his 9th attempt from that area. All conference long. Second make. We'll be back. Of 10 from the field. Fantastic performance for their import.
Akalain mo, meron na namang balita tungkol dyan si Erica?
Kung meron daw dapat i-avoid ang Ginebra, sabi ni Dior, that would be the runs of TNT. Also, the easy shots daw na ginagawa ng tropa. Kailangan daw pahirapan pa and avoid din ang foul trouble without compromising their depth and without giving up layups. Mukha man daw napagod siya sa dulo. That wasn't the case. Nasa kanya lang daw talaga ang focus ng depensa ng tropa.
Lohorn fouled on the pass. Sabi ni Lohorn, walang foul kasi nakakuha
Sayang,
ng basket
puntos
eh.
dapat.
Minsan sasabihin mo, wala na lang eh, no? Lohorn against Peak na naman. Parang lumilindol tuwing nagbabanggaan itong dalawang mamang ito. Lohorn clobbered. And he will have to earn his points from the line. Earn all caps. Si Peak yung kabanggaan eh.
Nakakapagod yan, ha? Subukan mo atrasan tong si Ali Big.
Hindi mo magpapabukan ng bakit. What are you trying to do, boy?
Kayo, susubukan lang eh.
Pero ito talagang ginagawa. Lohorn though comes up short on the first. Ayan o, kita mo naman. Bam! Agad. Sige pa. Dito naman sa kabila. Kita mo ha.
Making enough room itong si Dior Lohorn. And when he spun, he had Ali Big commit to that little fake.
Pag nakakakita kang ganung banggaan, tuwan-tuwa ka, hindi ka na naglalaro. No?
Oh, sakit sa katawan.
Let's leave it to them.
Oo.
Bells over to Ferios. Fonacier lines up a 3. In and out. Ellis back on the floor. He steps on the gas. Ellis against Reyes. Meron ng foul bago pa makapihit doon.
We talked about the defense, or we've been talking about the defense ng Barangay Ginebra all throughout this first 2 quarters. At the half, nung Sunday game, they gave up 62 points to Talk and Text. So far, only 37.
Ellis makes it a 10-point lead para sa Ginebra. Just over 2 minutes remaining sa ating first half. Tutok lang kayo ha. Just before we go on break at the half, susubukan natin makipagkwentuhan kay Mark the Spark Caguioa as he takes away that leather. Caguioa against Alapag. He knew he had the advantage. Nanlaki mata niya. Teka, kaya ko to sa poste ah.
At yung galing nung bola dito kay Mark Caguioa, nang galing sa taas, they weren't really setting him up on the post, but Caguioa, just the scorer that he is, he understands situations. Pag nakakakita siya ng ganun, alam niya yung gagawin.
Caguioa misses on the first as we head back to Erica.
It's really all about having good ball movement na nagagawa nila ang mga plays ng maayos. Yan ang sabi ni Mark. Hindi raw nila pwedeng malitin ng TNT dahil batikan ng tropa bilang mga players at gamay na nila ang isa't isa. Dinagdag pa niya na kailangan nilang alalahanin ang kanilang magagandang laro against Sammy Coffee Mixers, Alaska, and Meralco. Doon daw sila most consistent this eliminations.
At paano sila naging consistent? God ball movement.
Less than 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Tenorio clears that board. It is Ginebra by 11. Their biggest lead was 13. Tenorio in the lane. Gets it back up to 13 points.
Tenorio now with 7 points in the ball game. That rest of this of about 4 or 5 minutes really doing him good. Showing that energy to finish the second quarter.
30-second timeout requested here by Coach Norman Black after this spectacular move by the lieutenant. Over Ferriols pa, no? Ginawa niya yon. So Coach Norman wanting the last minute and 36 to swing the way of the Tropang Texters.
Well, he can feel that run of Barangay Ginebra. So he calls a timeout. He needs to be able to rein his team in and rein Barangay Ginebra in as well, because it's a 13-point lead. This could extend all the way up to 17-18 kung hindi siya nag-timeout.
Fells locating Fonacier. He gets it over to Ferriols.
And that's been open for Talk and Text. That's the 4 points para kay John Ferriols. Doon din nanggaling.
Excellent execution off that timeout. Tenorio lost his dribble. Gets it over to Caguioa. The Spark has 10 points across his name. Up and under over Reyes. No go. Ferriols slaps it to the wrong man. Caguioa gets it over to Tenorio. They go up. Broken up by Fells. Wilson in traffic. Gets the hook. Less than a minute remaining sa ating second quarter. Talk and Text is once again down by 13 points. Castro to Ferriols, spinning a pass to Larry. The teardrop is good.
Both teams equally executing well in those two plays. But the big play so far for Barangay Ginebra, dahil kanina itong Talk and Text, hindi nila maklear yung defensive rebound, giving Barangay Ginebra more opportunities.
Kontra Alaska, pero before that, it'll be rain or shine versus Global Port. Diyan na po ang pagsisimula ng quarter-final round ng ating Governor's Cup. 40 seconds remaining sa ating second quarter. Barangay Ginebra might have mapped out a way to get them a 2-for-1. Lohorn taking his time. Pull-up jumper is good.
Just too easy for Dior Lohorn, knocking down his outside shots. You know, in a way, he's actually conserving his energy.
Meron pang 5 or 6 second differential ang ating shot clock and quarter clock. Fells between two defenders. Puts it up and out. Tenorio with a rebound. LA will look for the last possible attempt of this first half. Looking to put the exclamation point on their performance so far. LA will put up a long one. Right at the buzzer, Dom.
Wow! LA Tenorio knocked down that three-point shot. But you know what? Kahit na-shoot ni LA Tenorio yung 3 points na yun, looks like there was a little bit of miscommunication between Tenorio and the import. The import wanting that last shot.
Pero si Ellis, sabi niya, that's my forte. That's what I do, man.
Well, Dior Lohorn actually wanted to post up. Then Tenorio was calling for that pick and roll. A little bit of miscommunication, something they'll need to work out.
Shooting with intense defense, sabi ni Chris, pero dahil sa gigil ng huling laro, nagkaroon ng mild sprain ng right thumb, kaya nakatake. Because he can't fully grasp the ball, he has to simplify his attack without too much movements. Blessing na rin daw para he could slow down and be more sure of his shots.
Fonacier opens up the final frame with a booming dribble. Pabasaan ni mga bante ng Ginebra.
In that third quarter, Talk and Text, 7 3-point shots and continuing to heat up dito sa ating fourth quarter. 6 na lang ang lamang ng Barangay Ginebra.
Fonacier caught reaching in, kasama niya sina Alapag, King, Fells, and De Ocampo. Salamat sina Mamaril, Lohorn, Helterbrand, Ellis, and Caguioa.
Balikan natin yung Sunday's game. It was all about offense. Hindi nakasabay yung Barangay Ginebra. In the first two quarters, In this game, Barangay Ginebra played tremendous defense, but in the third, it became a talk and text game. So for Barangay Ginebra to pull this off, they need to go back to what they did in the first 2 quarters. Stop defensive stops, defensive stops.
Ellis with his 8th rebound of the game and a chance to add to this tournament personal best 17-point performance of his. Second personal foul picked up on Ranidel De Ocampo. Ellis taking care of the first. Winner of this matchup moves into the quarterfinals this coming Thursday kontra sa Petron. Ang hindi pa pala rin, magbabakasyon na. Next season na natin makikita. Pero ang quarterfinals po, bukas talaga mag-umpisa. Rain or Shine Global Port at saka San Miguel, Alaska.
First miss of Courtney Fells from the 3-point area. What a reward, no, for talk and text or Barangay Ginebra.
Petron ang
Petron,
makakalaban.
mo, the hottest team in the league.
Pero they are coming off a nearly 2-week break. Let's see how they do as we send it over to Erica.
Napalait man ng TNT ang lead ng Ginebra pero huwag daw tumigil ang Barangay sa defense na itinatapat nila, sabi ni Coach Otto. Mukha namang hindi nagpapanik ang mga players ng Ginebra dahil nag-appear pa si Mark and LA bago pumasok sa court si The Spark.
Mark Caguioa picks up the personal foul sa pagkakataon na yun. Jayson Castro at the line for 2 shots.
Been pretty quiet this ball game. Only 6 points for Jayson Castro, make that 7. Yung effect kasi ni Jayson Castro, hindi lang sa puntos, but even creating for his teammates. But so far, nung nakabalik itong talk and text, it's been Courtney Fells and Jimmy Alapag and Larry Fonacier.
89-82 is the score. Barangay Ginebra wanting to add to the 7-point lead. Tenorio ibinalik na para kay Caguioa. We head into the stretch run of this knockout game. Pwede sana yung pasa. Nahuli ni Mamaril. Lorne a little disappointed. LA giving Billy Mom some pointers here.
Basically just clearing that pass up and saying that it wasn't for him. They want Billy Mamaril to be able to try to get offensive rebound.
Castro against Tenorio. Babagsak niya sa poste papunta kay RDO. Peek from the elbow. Couldn't deliver the 2 points. Ellis now with 9 boards. Mamaril looking. Papunta sa poste. Low horn clobbered. He threw to the line for 2 free throws.
That was a tough foul by RDO. Actually, the foul was called on Alapag. So, nung pag-ikot pa lang, na-foul na ni Alapag.
Low horn battles over the first as we take a look at this Rigzona power rebound brought to you by Rigzona Men. 50% more long-lasting protection so you can do more. Lowhorn pushes the Ginebra lead back up to 9. Dog and text on the attack once again. Fells nagtinikling dun sa baseline. Foul whistled as he was forced out.
Fourth personal foul now on Billy Mamaril. For talk and text, they've made a big move already nung third quarter. Here in the fourth quarter for Barangay Ginebra and talk and text. Talk and text, they need to be able to move that basketball a little bit better. That's a technical foul.
Oh, things are starting to come undone para dito sa Ginebra. Helterbrand slapped with a technical for complaining. Kanina si Mamaril namigay ng flagrant foul. Let's see if Ginebra can refocus here and put the Tropang Texters away. Still Almost 10 minutes of action remain.
And that's the right word. You gotta refocus because humabol na itong talking text. So there's a lot more pressure now. You need to be able to focus. Ano ba yung ginagawa mo kanina para makalamang ka?
Fells once again. Pulls up for another long one. Not that time around. Lohorn taps it to himself. Ellis on the breakout. Tatlo kalaban. Mag-aantay muna ng kanyang point guard. Helterbrand on the move. Gets it over to Mamaril. Tenorio from the left, the top of the key. 4 seconds to work with. Couldn't dial. Send home the three. Pero Ellis with yet another rebound. He's got a double-double.
Talk about the effort of Barangay Ginebra trying to get those offensive rebounds. In that last game nung Sunday, they got outplayed off the boards. Pero dito sa larong ito, lamang ang Barangay Ginebra, 39-33.
Lohorn battling Anthony. Lohorn carving out some space. Overshoots. Mamaril, nothing on the follow. Ellis is fouled on his 11th board. What a performance. Binabanggit ko nga. Yung rebounding battle dito, Barangay Ginebra not giving up.
They are imposing their presence. Kung ano nangyari nung Sunday dun sa loob, the big men of Barangay Ginebra taking it as a challenge. But your Lord could have gotten away with an offensive foul there.
Lohorn against Anthony na naman. Lohorn wanting to be patient. Baseline shot on him by Anthony, but a foul is whistled on the reach-in. Jayson Castro immediately sinugod si Anthony. Relax, we cannot afford a technical foul.
They don't want a technical foul because they are within striking distance.
Coach Normando beside himself on that sideline.
Now, they may not agree with the call or the non-call, but like you said, they need to focus.
Lohorn misses on the first. 8:56 remaining in the season for one of these two squads. Kaya naman the emotions are reaching fever pitch here. Nothing on those two tries. Fells on the move. Bounces it to Castro. Doubler looking to slash through. Anthony back to Castro. Attacking the lane. Lohorn shuts it down. And a foul is whistled on the pass.
Jayson Castro, now is his time. You know, the 3-point shots now of Talk and Text cool down a little bit dito sa ating fourth quarter. They need to be able to get to that basket, get a different look, maybe a layup or a pass.
Mamaril picked up his 5th personal, kaya balik si Wilson. Anthony misses on that three. My God, Ellis is definitely skying here at the Big Dome. 91-83, Barangay Ginebra looking for another double-digit spread. They dump it down low to Lohorn. He kicks it over. Jayjay, his pass thwarted by Fonacier. Barangay Ginebra will have 8 seconds to try and put one up. Tenorio to Ellis. Natapik po ni Fonacier. Ellis has got to go. The long two. No go. Pero Lohorn keeps it on this side and Ginebra will reset.
The extra effort for Barangay Ginebra off those offensive boards. That's the 13th offensive rebound.
8 minutes remaining sa win or go home ball game na ito. Ellis for three. No, Castro. Rebound. Castro na rin na magtatawid para sa tropa. Castro surveys the floor. He backpedals and passes to Larry. Free for the three. Away from play. There is a foul. Bago pa man maka-release si Fonacier. Might just be a blessing in disguise that foul of Ellis. Dahil pumasok yung attempt ni Larry. Timeout muna para sa...
You talked about Chris Ellis. Chris Ellis been playing fantastic basketball. But ito yung tatlong hari. Barangay Ginebra, Lohorn with 28, Caguioa with 16, Tenorio with 14.
And he's also in double figures in assists.
Chris Ellis, that was only his first personal foul. So magandang ano yun, senyales para dito sa Barangay Ginebra. Coach Ato Agustino also forcing to sit him down first to rest him a little bit para dun sa pagdating ng maybe last 5 minutes, ipapasok niya ulit ito.
Jayson Castro sneaks one through. And that puts Talk and Text to within 6 points. And I will correct myself before we get ahead, move forward. Bukas pala, yung Meralco. Meralco, Baracael yung first game, alas 5 ng hapon, and then Alaska Sanmig doon sa second game. Dito rin yan sa Big Dome as Wilson gets those two right back.
Rabah Al-Husseini playing for the first time in this ball game.
Oo nga, no? Pinasok na ni Coach Norman dito si Al-Husseini. First time in a while. He was in the doghouse last time around as Pels gets the scoop.
Different look para sa Talk and Text doon sa kanilang opensa, getting to the basket that time.
Delay of game. Technical whistled on Talk and Text here. Al-Husseini called off the bench. Tinapik daw, palayo yung bola. And that is the third offense. Yung po ang binago this conference, kung hindi nyo napansin, hindi na ina-announce yan, hindi na tinitigil yung laro. Ina-announce pa rin, hindi lang tinitigil yung laro. Tuloy-tuloy lang, pero pag bakat to na, kailangan tumigil dahil technical.
Technical free throw na eh.
Dati dalawa lang, pero warning pa lang, hihinto na. Just to announce. Caguioa making his way back onto the floor para sa Ginebra. The White Shirts wanting to take away the fight mula dito sa tropa. Still under 7 minutes remaining in this game. Tenorio wanting to post up against Jimmy. Baracael decides against it. Baracael attacking Phils!
You know, the thing for Barangay Ginebra, naghahanap sila ng tulong, di ba, nung tatlong hari. Ellis is there, and then meron mga Willie Wilson every here and there. Itong Mac Baracael able to score.
Jimmy misses, pero si Castro muntikang masahod ni Wilson on the rebound. Igalay ang ating referees as we take a look at this Photon Thunder Drive brought to you by Photon. Empower your business. Castro though misses on that first free throw. Both teams in the penalty. Hahaba ang fourth quarter na to.
3 out of 8 for Jayson Castro from the line. Make that 4 out of 9.
Talk and Text still lingering just within 8 points. Barangay Ginebra sat on a 21-point lead in the third quarter. How do they get that back? They go to Caguioa. Mark Caguioa delivers the goods.
Finding that hole in the defense of Talk and Text kung saan may mismatch na hanap nila si Caguioa.
Al-Husseini underneath is fouled by Caguioa. No other recourse by Mark. 5th personal foul on the reigning MVP.
Talk about that effort of Mark Caguioa. Siya yung humabol. No easy two para sa Talk and Text. Make Al-Husseini earn it from the line.
And Al-Husseini, ipinasok nga dito ni Coach Norman dito lang sa fourth dahil 5 na foul neto nila Alapag, nila Sean Anthony, mga bigs ng tropa in foul trouble. Al-Husseini splits, brings them to within 9. 6 na minuto na lang natitira sa season ng isa sa dalawang koponan na ito. Barangay Ginebra wanting to play again on Thursday as they go on the attack. Caguioa, turnaround jumper, no. Rebound na sa tropa. Castro speeding things up. Doubler all the way to the hole.
That's what they need him to do. Jayson Castro to the hole. Getting the easy 2. 7 points na lang.
Oh, and Caguioa had to give it up dahil 5 na ang personal foul niya. Tenorio over to Wilson. LA will reset. They look for Lowhorn. Al-Husseini on him. Lowhorn nakatawan. The jump hook is fouled once again.
But the right offensive set para sa Barangay Ginebra. They understand your Lowhorn has the advantage against Rabah Al-Husseini down low. Hinanap nila, nakakuha sila ng foul.
Lowhorn now 7 of 11 from that 15-foot line as we send it once again over to Erica.
Sabi ni LA, kung hindi man daw agad nila makita si Dior, just continue passing the ball. Tinuloy ni Coach Ato ang instructions na gawin daw nila iyon, forcing it to the baseline hanggang makarating eventually sa kanilang import. Balik sa inyo.
99-91 na sa ating talaan. It is Ginebra still by 8. Larry wanting to take 3. Punches that one through, and this is the closest Talk and Text has come after being down by as much as 21.
28 points for Larry Fonacier.
Out na ang labanan pagdating bukas, ganun din. All the way this week until we reach the semis, best of 7, and the finals. Our good Commissioner Attorney Chito Saluda and Boss Willie Marshall overseeing everything inside the big dome as Talk and Text has come to within 5 points. Caguioa off a couple of screens. Pero Tenorio pa rin may tangan ng bola. LA in traffic. Held down by Aluseni.
That's just a smart play by LA Tenorio. Alam niya na mauunahan niya dun sa spot. And when Raba put his hands down, sinubo niya yung kamay niya.
Veteran moves on the part of the Commissioner's Cup best player of the conference. Yung pa isang subplot natin dito. No? Jayson Castro, the Philippine Cup BPC. LA Tenorio, the Coms Cup BPC. Sinasabi, kung sino mas malayo marating sa third conference dito sa Govs Cup, mas gagandang tsansa para sa MVP.
Oh, definitely your performance and your team's performance plays a major role if you win an MVP award.
101-94. Barangay Ginebra by 7. Fells gliding in the air is fouled. Lowhorn picks up his third.
Courtney Fells was very aggressive in the third quarter. Kind of simmered off a little bit. And now here the last 4 minutes and 39 needs to assert himself again.
Mintis pa yung kanyang unang free throw as Mamaril comes back in with 5 personal fouls. Pinagpahinga na si Willie Wilson. Winning time na for both squads here. As Fell splits, brings them to within 6. Lowhorn will offer the pick. LA will not use it. Now LA comes back to the ball. Ellis to Caguioa. Mark had to recover. The leaner. No. Rebound Caguioa. Wala pa rin. Kanino na. Fell sends up with it. Here come the Tropang Texters. Fonacier goes up. He's got 30 points.
Conference high for Larry Fonacier, but nobody home.
Lowhorn. Hindi mapawi. Ranidel De Ocampo gets it right back. I correct myself. 29 pa lang daw. Si Larry. Fells for 3. In and out. Lowhorn for the board. Barangay Ginebra up but only by 4 points. Tenorio through a Mamaril pick. Jimmy trying to keep in front of LA. Tenorio looking for Lowhorn. Dior, low. Rebound battle na kanino. LA ends up with it. And he will try and calm things down para sa Ginebra.
Gotta credit Billy Mamaril for keeping that ball alive.
30-second timeout requested here by Coach Ato Agustin. 3:21 remaining, Dom. This has been as good as advertised.
Fantastic ball game for both these teams. The first 2 quarters, total control of Barangay Ginebra. Then Talk and Text turning it on in the third and the fourth quarter.
So Barangay Ginebra wanting a sure basket on this next sequence to relieve some of the pressure off their shoulders.
Last few plays, itong Talk and Text, di nakakashoot dun sa 3 points. Might want to try to get it inside. Ito naman Barangay Ginebra. Just trying to get all the points that they can from their import.
It is win or go home dito sa loob ng Big Dome. Baracael ibinalik para kay Ellis. Nandiyan din si Tenorio, Caguioa, Lowhorn, and Mamaril. 14 seconds on their shot clock. They get it over to the post. Lowhorn has it slapped away. 8 seconds to shoot. What will LA do? LA zigzagging his way to a one-hander. No. Ranidel for the rebound. Here comes Castro. Castro locating Fonacier. Taking the 3. Iniwan kay Fells. Courtney misses. Rebound battle. Bulag pa si Larry. And if that's on Caguioa, that'll be his 6th personal foul.
That's a big one. Mark Caguioa, 18 points and 5 rebounds.
And the reigning MVP will now have to just join the prayer warriors naman ng Barangay Ginebra as he will just be a cheerleader on that bench.
bigay mo din yung effort itong si Larry Fonacier. Could have opted for that 3-point shot but decided to go inside. Then pinasa na dito kay Courtney Fels. Missed that shot. And Fonacier again going for that rebound. Fonacier 30 points, 6 assists.
30 ba? 29 lang dito. Oh, so 30. Tama nga tayo. 30, ano? Dito sa Big Cube, 29. Kaya nakorek ko kanina eh. So sa official score natin, Larry's now got 31. Or 30. Now he's got 31. And it's a one-possession game, Dom.
What a comeback by Talk and Text. Now, more important than ever, you have to make big stops and good decisions on offense.
Helterbrand waiting for the motion. LA will pop out on the right. Tenorio locating Baracael. He bobbles, he recovers. The reverse is blocked. Ball is loose. Nakanino. Ball will remain with Barangay Ginebra. Pero Dom, 2 seconds na lang ang shot clock dito ng mga nakaputi. They gotta go quick. Helterbrand rifling it in. Lowhorn looking to bail them out. Gets the basket off the finger roll.
Quick move by Dior Lowhorn. 31 points going to that basket strong.
Ginebra back up by 5. Castro couldn't pull the trigger. Fels against Wilson. He attacks the baseline. Fels to Castro. Ayaw pa rin. Where will they go? 5 to shoot. Doubler against Lowhorn. Fels will pull the trigger. No! Lowhorn with a rebound as we hit the 2-minute warning inside the big dome. Helterbrand waiting for their execution. Jayjay to Lowhorn. Napunta kay Tenorio. He slices through. LA is fouled. And he will troop to the line for 2 shots. Tenorio calmly sinking the first. It's a 6-point lead para sa Ginebra. 18 and 10 across his number. Perfect from that 15-foot line. And he makes it a 3-possession lead para sa Ginebra.
We talked about one guy on Barangay Ginebra that does not want to lose, does not want their season to end. It's Lieutenant L.A. Tenorio.
105-98. Talk and Text will need to score 3 times at least to try and overcome this 7-point deficit.
Ang nagiging problema nitong Talk and Text, they haven't been knocking down those 3-point shots.
A calm customer in situations like this, he wants his boys to execute this na walang panic.
Well, he wants them to be able to have multiple options. And that's what he was trying to explain.
Alapag is on the floor kasama si Fels, De Ocampo, Fonacier, and Castro. Coach Norman wanting them to inbound right in front of their bench. Alapag ang tatanggap. Talk and Text is down by 7. Fels over to Larry. Back to Fels. Attacking the lane. Fels off balance. Loses the leather. Baracael gets it over to Tenorio. And LA will waste away some valuable seconds here. 15 pa sa kanilang shot clock. LA chasing after it. Talk and Text wanting to play good honest defense on this sequence. Tenorio on the move, 4 to shoot. LA all the way!
LA Tenorio taking charge here in the 4th quarter. Good defense by Barangay Ginebra in this play. And then Ginebra, LA Tenorio just taking it to the gut of the defense, extending this lead to 9.
Coach Norman Brad could not believe it. Upset might be an understatement after that last defensive breakdown on the part of the Tropang Texters.
Well, there was nobody that went up against that shot of L.A. Tenorio. And that's what you don't want. Because ang ganda ng pinakitang depensa ng Barangay Ginebra, tapos pagdating naman sa kabila, itong Talk and Text was not able to do the same thing.
Last time. Come on, let's go.
Talk and Text will have to summon everything they have as deep as they can go, as they are down by 4 baskets at least, Dom. 108-98.
Well, they gotta knock down a quick shot, maybe a 3-point shot or a layup, and then force a turnover.
They gotta go quick. Yun ang kailangan talaga nila. They look for Fonacier. Jumps it back out. Fells for 3. No, naubusan na yata from that third quarter storm. And Barangay Ginebra, after missing their opportunity last Sunday, looking primed here, Dom, to take that last quarterfinal seed.
And what I like about Barangay Ginebra is they let their defense dictate yung pace dito sa fourth quarter, making those crucial stops.
Baracael couldn't get the exclamation point, but with half a minute remaining, Talk and Text is still in attack mode. Castro gets that layup. Near turnover. Helterbrand looking to get it across, and a timeout requested here just as they got it. Pero Barangay Ginebra up by 8 points. Mukhang sila na nga ang tutuloy sa quarterfinals kontra Petron.
What a big game by Barangay Ginebra today. You know, we talked about them giving up 100 points. The first 2 quarters, maganda ang kanilang depensa. Nung third quarter, nag-init itong Talk and Text. But so far here in the fourth, Barangay Ginebra able to make the stops that they needed.
Tandaan natin, last conference, Barangay Ginebra qualified as the 7th seed. They took down Rain or Shine, the 2nd seed, and made it all the way to the finals. This time around, mas mahirap pa para sa sarili nila. They had to go through this do-or-die playoff. They look like they are going to qualify as the 8th seed. Let's see how far they go as compared to last conference.
Well, twice to beat itong Petron. But if there are teams that can do it, it's got to be Talk and Text, and it's got to be Barangay Ginebra.
So all Barangay Ginebra needs to do now is get it inbounds. 1 second differential lang yan. Game clock and shot clock, and LA Tenorio is fouled by Fonacier. What a tournament para dito kay LA Tenorio. Even if this will only be officially Barangay Ginebra's 4th win of the Governor's Cup. Jason said it last Sunday. I can't argue with him. LA Tenorio is playing the best basketball individual-wise.
10 out of 10 from the free throw line, making the right decisions, making the big plays, and he's not shying away from them. Pag kinakailangan siya pumutos, nandun siya. Kapag naman may libre siyang kakampi, ibibigay din niya yun.
Ranidel De Ocampo getting a couple of points there, but Barangay Ginebra will just dribble away the time. What a performance here. They led by as much as 21 in that third quarter. Talk and Text threatened. They were knocking on the door here in the fourth. Pero Barangay Ginebra finding the antidote, doing enough to keep Talk and Text at bay.
Barangay Ginebra, total team effort. Tinanong natin kanina, 3 hari kailangan ng katulong. Guys like Ellis were able to step up. Guys like Japeth Aguilar being injured and all, pero naglaro pa rin dito sa larong ito. Started it out, set the tone on defense for this ball game. Barangay Ginebra with this 8-point win.
Barangay Ginebra, Mark